flies, and we're racing.
Hightower pushes Jensen along the exit of turn number 4.
This win, it's
big fly!
It's time to go racing at GRIDLIFE Midwest. Hill side by side. O'Gorman around the outside now for the top spot. Tom O'Gorman goes the lead. 3 wide the lead.
This is great racing, folks. This is what this series is all about.
The pavement at Pikes Peak International Raceway is damp and wet this morning in Alpine Horizon Festival for GRIDLIFE in September. I'm Kyle Heyer, joined by Jared DeAnda. Jared, welcome back. This morning kicks off a long afternoon of on-track action, but the weather has kind of taken a turn for the worse since yesterday.
Yeah, Mother Nature reared her ugly head and says, you know what, cool, you got a good parade going. Let's show you all the seasons. From Thursday, it was like near 90 degrees. Yesterday, we saw wind, a little brisk. Now we're seeing the moisture. Don't know what's going to come next. There's a hurricane off the coast of California, Hurricane K. Who knows what's going down? If the world ends today, guess what? We're going to have a great day here at GRIDLIFE.
There's no better place to be than a racetrack, even in the rain, Jared. But this place in particular is challenging. The infield is extremely flat. The pavement is kind of undulating through there, so it collects puddles all over the racetrack. The first thing on track coming up in a couple of minutes is GRIDLIFE's Touring Cup's Top 10 Shootout, which we're going to requalify our top 10 finishers from yesterday's race to set the top 10 for the race later today. So those 10 drivers will each get one lap at a time to go out and run their fastest lap they possibly can in one shot. You get one chance. With the slippery surface combined with the need to execute in one moment, it's going to be a wild one.
Yeah, it should be really interesting here. I just saw a Subaru drive by there. I believe that might be him. That's Bucky Lassick. He's joining us. Bucky Lassick,
wow.
pilot. Yeah, he's driving around some veterans in that Black Rifle Coffee Company Subaru. I saw him earlier. I've known that gentleman's shoot since the late 90s, so it's great to see him. But just another notable name in the building. I had to bring it up, so I apologize.
There's lots of notable names in the building.
Yeah, man, we're seeing Adam LZ, who we were talking about doing double duty right there. That's Bucky Lassick, man, the one, the only, from urethane wheels to rubber tires in the corner, building a lot of cool Subaru projects. But it's great to see Bucky out here working with Black Rifle Coffee Company, the Lassick shop, him and his daughters building some really cool cars. Do you ever see his Subaru Brat that he built?
I don't know if I've seen that car specifically.
Yeah, his GC is obviously amazing. The Bucket is what it's called. But again, yeah, top 10 shootout. I'm really excited to see what's going on. And just that Mother Nature, that is the variable that I think is really going to change things up a little bit. So we talked about, and we saw Swenson dominate yesterday, right? Even over Tomo, who has all those stickers on his A-pillar going up above his windshield. But with it being such a purple people eater of a beast, as we were bragging yesterday, how is the moisture going to play a factor into that formula?
Well, Jeremy was dominant yesterday. I'm going to make a very bold prediction and say that he is not going to be the pole sitter for this.
Okay.
He's got a lot of self-preservation and knows when to take it easy, and this is an opportunity, I think, to take it easy. He's got the wins under his belt. He's got that monkey off his back. Today, I think he just wants to get through the session and qualify for the race. A driver that I think is going to end up on pole, not surprisingly, Tomo. And it's the experience that plays in here, racing in the rain. And I think we're gonna get a chance to see the 10 of these drivers compete in this, and about 6 of them have never done this before. Cerise is on pit lane with one of them.
What's up, guys? I'm here with Michael Hilo, aka Stubbs. We are here for the Top 10 Shootout. Michael, this is your second ever GLTC, first appearance in Top 10 Shootout. We had a day where you were trying to figure things out yesterday. What's your plan to come up in this Top 10, and what's your plan with the rain?
Basically, I'm just going to try to keep it as least sideways as I can, which is, kind of against my nature being in, ex-drifter. So I'm going to do my best to just keep it gripped up and put down a clean lap.
That's awesome. Well, looking forward to it, okay? Back to you guys.
Thanks, Therese. And yeah, so Michael, he's only run 2 events with us. This is the second one. The first was at Circuit of the Americas. We didn't even have a top 10 shootout there.
Yeah.
So this is a really big moment for Michael. He ended up 10th in the race yesterday because of a couple disqualifications that shuffled some drivers down. There was a pass under yellow. One car, I think, was a little over on the dyno. We do check for dyno compliance with that power to weight figure. So it moved Michael up into 10th and gives him a shot to start as high as first if he can be the quickest car out there. But again, the experience of guys like Tom, Andy Smedegard, Eric Jensen, Jeremy Swenson, that's going to play into effect. But Hilo is one of several that is new to the shootout. Jake Jorenstad is another, Felipe Gonzalez is another, Jackson Jensen and Zach Lavoie are all new to this. So I think they're excited to get some screen time.
And there might be a little redemption here for Brian Hightower, because yesterday we were talking about brakes, really hard on those brakes. But again, just the dialogue being changed here. Cerise yesterday had a pineapple. I'm wondering what drink she has now, because it's a lot colder.
All right, now I'm here with Jake. This is also Jake's first shootout appearance. All right, so I just asked the other guy. It's raining. It's way different than yesterday. What's the plan for today?
Well,
we got some reins on my car. Felipe's running Falcons, so we'll find out whose tire's better choice this morning. And I'm going to be pretty close to sending it, so let's hope it works.
Let's go. All right. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Reese. And yeah, Jake was really excited. He messaged me this morning at like 7:30. He goes, "We're ready. We're gonna go slide around." He's great. We haven't seen the driver photos that we did at Mid Ohio, but if you do see his driver photo, if he were to win the race today, he's got his fire suit down at his waist. He got the old chest out.
Okay.
He's ready to rip.
Just no shirt on.
No shirt on.
Okay, that's a weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, here's a look at the Airlift Showcase down there in the paddock. And Jared, you were down there last year. There's some really cool stuff in there.
The variety of cars here. Obviously, that FC, we're seeing that another Evo there. We're talking about Adam LZ, but you see the puddles there on the corners. That's going to play a role. And the fans coming out here, they're prepared. GRIDLIFE, the other day it was tank tops, and now we're into hoodies and umbrellas.
Yeah.
So we're like I said, it's just a changing environment, and I think overall it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it's really excited for it. And again, this goes quick. These laps are about a minute and 2 seconds, minute 3 seconds. We're going to see probably closer to a minute 8, 9, maybe even a minute 10 with the track conditions here. But it'll start with our 10th place finisher from yesterday and work our way down the list to Jeremy Swenson, who won in race 2. So Hilo will be up first, then Jake Jornstad, Heitkotter, Gonzalez, Jackson Jensen, Zach Lavoie, Eric Jensen, Andy Smedegard, Tom O'Gorman, and Jeremy Swenson. Also fun to note, Jackson and Eric competing against each other, father-son duo.
That's cool. That should be really fun. All right, so overall, and the format here, re-rack the top 10, see where they end up. They get a flyer lap and then the green flag and see how quick they can get back around.
Here, Michael Hilo down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. So he's working his way around course right now as we kick off the top 10 shootout. As we work our way around, first of 10 drivers. And
should be coming into view here. That's going from turn 1 and then down. You could see all the S2000s, the Corvettes in the mix.
Yeah, there's Felipe Gonzalez making his first top 10 shootout appearance. This car got wrecked at Autobahn Country Club, got rebuilt, and was back only a couple of weeks later. There's Michael Hilo now working his way through. And again, offline a little bit, staying off the inside. Big slide out of turn number 4. He's getting after it, Jared.
He said he was an ex-drifter, right? So, once a drifter, always a drifter. But not in this case. You want to keep it, keep that contact patch solid and make sure you don't lose it, and the back end could come around on you.
And here comes Jake Jornstad now working his way through. Again, the second driver on this. He's working his way on his warm-up lap, so Hilo is coming back to the checkers to, wow, look at Jornstad hanging it out sideways. Again, he's just warming things up at the moment, coming up to his flying lap. So Hilo comes across the line of 108.915. That's about what I predicted we would see here. Jake up on the curbs, a little slippery with all that wet paint.
Yeah, you got to think just with the tires being potentially cold, I'm not seeing any tire heaters, don't know if they're legal or not, but again, the format, run what you brung, the variety, and even yesterday we did see a vehicle get disqualified because it was too light. So that was interesting.
There's Jake Jornstad. There he is.
Oh, boy.
Down into turn 1 out of Fargo, North Dakota for Myriad Motorsports, kicking off his first flying lap. Look at that. That's confidence, just exuding.
That's the same photo you have, Kyle, in your headshot as well.
Yeah.
Here in your hard card, you don't have a shirt on.
I don't have pants on either. You just can't see
Well,
that.
let's get weird. Obviously, the fans at home don't know.
Whoa, big lockup for Jake. Left front tire stopped.
Look at that.
He's got it slowed down somehow. Skidded that left front tire across the pavement through turn 4 and accelerates. Wow, big moment again out of 3 as he's just trying to wrangle this S2000.
Oh, this is great. So we're seeing Jornstad rip around. So throw it down to Cerise one more time. Cerise, what's up?
Jake works his way through.
All right, guys, I'm here with Jackson. He is one of 2 Jensens out here. Your dad, Eric, is 2 positions in front of you. What's your plan on beating him?
Oh, I have no plan to beat him. He's actually quite fast. I also am not on rain tires today. On my 3rd weekend on some shaved Kumos. It's going to be pretty slick out there. I'm not looking to go crazy fast. I'm guaranteed at least a 10th place, and so I'm not worried about anything. I'm just going to have some fun, really.
That's what it's all about. It's all about vibes. All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Cerise. And Jake finishes up his lap. We'll see where he put down his time as soon as we get the graphics back up on the left-hand side of the screen. Next driver up will be Brian Heitkotter in the 05. Jornstad quicker, a 108.576, so provisional pole for the number 23. Here comes Heitkotter now rolling through turn number 4, trying to keep the 370Z underneath him. Very tidy that time.
That was really well done, and you know that Chris Forsberg is a spotter. He's in his ear. You know, the Forsberg Racing team, they're out here doing, you know, triple duty as, you know, driving that vehicle and GLTC. Forsberg's out there driving the Ultimaniac, and just the track conditions, what's going on, and what they saw previously with Jornstad and Hilo, saying, hey, when you go into that, I believe that's the third turn there, make sure you don't overcook it.
So here comes Highcutter across the line, and this is going to be his starting lap here.
Yep.
So warming up now. So that's probably why
The
it looks so
clock starts
tight.
now,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. It looked like I thought he was going to finish up that lap, but I guess he's a little bit behind here. So rolling up to the outside of NASCAR 2 and into Roval turn 2.
Moving.
He is moving now. Can he get the car slowed down?
Yeah, he's absolutely ripping. And this is where he had trouble yesterday. That's what we were talking about, his brakes. He almost got into Smedegard, if you can recall that. Not once, but twice as well. Said the brakes was really stiff. I saw Forsberg and Jimmy talking about it. He says, really hard to get it in. I said, maybe cooking fluids? What's going on there? They obviously, hopefully remedied it.
It slowed down and stopped. It was a very tidy turn 2 and turn 3, so he's got it wound down now into the infield section. Not getting too much onto the curbs. A lot of counter steer here, but really getting after it. Right sides up on the curb. Yeah, he's doing really well here. Again, this is the pro level experience. Brian has pro racing experience, and it's showing off here. But can he go to provisional pole and potentially put himself on that front row for race number 3 later today? Across the line for Brian Highcutter out of Fresno, California for Forsberg Racing. Yes, top of the board.
105. That's significantly faster. And, you know, I was just going to pose the question to you, Kyle. What are your thoughts as far as compromise? Do you kind of slow it down and keep the traction, or do you kind of overcook it and get loose, you know? And obviously, I think the answer is maybe slow it down a little bit, temper the flame. What are your thoughts?
I think you got to go slow to go fast in conditions like this. I think you really have to be cautious with how you're applying throttle here, and you got to keep the grip under you. A little bit of a slide will cost you time. Next up is Felipe Gonzalez, another Myriad Motorsports driver in the number 12 Honda S2000. Teammates of Jake Jornstad, and comes up onto the front straightaway. Felipe out of Brazil, and now lives in Fargo, North Dakota.
A lot of folks in Fargo?
Yeah, well, this is all Myriad folks,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Felipe comes from Brazil and was very, very driven to do something with his life, and ended up moving to the U.S. and working in the agrotech industry with Jake Jornstad, of all people.
Yeah, what a contrast from Brazil to Fargo. Two very polar opposites.
But down the back straightaway now into turn number 2 and 3. Lots of speed he's carrying here. Can he get it woe down? Will he lock up like Jake did? I don't see it. Left front tire still rolling.
All right, Gonzalez, you talked about that vehicle and its history and its his past. Let's see what we got.
Up onto the back straightaway now, heading towards turn 4. Diving onto the brakes again, and again, kind of entering high, staying out of the kind of oiled and rubbered inside groove. Now he gets up onto the curbing, a little surprising there.
Yeah.
Throttle down, again, no rear slide, very tidy.
Ooh, you can see that.
Whoa!
Just as you say that, locks him up. The old announcer's curse, Kyle.
Yep, that'll happen.
I don't know if you're very familiar with
Oh,
that. I know
very.
I am.
Yep.
Quite a few times. Oh, what a great looking car. Whammo!
Yep.
Into the tire wall.
It looks like he kind of hooked the right side
Yeah.
curbs, and then it might have freaked the ABS out or something. But out of turn number 9, here comes Felipe Gonzalez out of Fargo, North Dakota for Myriad Motorsports. Can he go to the top? Where will he slot in relative to his teammate? Gonzalez, a 114.948, maybe too conservative.
Yeah, too conservative, and with getting squirrely Dan here, squirrely Felipe, as unfortunately. So we were talking, or Suri, excuse me, was talking to Jackson Jensen. He says, look, I don't expect to be fast right now. Just he's on those, you know, cut Kumos, third round, not rain tires. Just salvage the car. He knows. He says, I'm top 10.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
The worst he can start is 10th. He did have some damage yesterday after race 2. Had some contact with Nick Stennifer, knocked the left side rear out, and he might feel something that he doesn't like. He's returning back to pit lane. Could potentially
Maybe too squirrely.
Yeah,
just park it.
Yeah, why not? Why
Yeah.
not? You know, it's not worth wrecking the car over. So I respect that decision a lot. Now, as we move into some of the ASM cars here, we're going to move on to Zach Lavoie, Eric Jensen, Andy Smedegard, and Tom O'Gorman, Jeremy Swenson.
Yeah.
There's going to be a little bit of a situation going on with ASM.
Right, what's that?
So Tom's team, ASM, has 2 sets of Bridgestones, which are the good tires for the wet in this series right now. So the plan is that Zach is going to run on his tires, Andy is going to run on Tom's tires. Tom's car is going to be on jack stands in pit lane. Zach's going to finish.
They're gonna run on the same tires. They're
and then
sharing
swap
the shoes.
tires.
Hey man, give me your shoes. Let me run. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Which Tom was kind of joking with me last night that this isn't in the rules, meaning that there's no rule against doing this.
No.
But this is one of those
where
scenarios.
we're going, we don't need roads.
Right.
Look at this. We went to Back to the Future. Cerise is down there. It looks like Cerise, she's going to get some words with a, hey, Tom, you need tires, buddy. Cerise, down to you.
Here, Tom, you're P2 and you're on track with no wheels on your car. What's up with that?
I'm sure Kyle explained it. I just want to say this is pinnacle grassroots stuff right here. And it's, I'm so nervous, but I trust my team. I hope this pays off for Zach. I hope it pays off for Andy. I have nothing to lose, so it's for them, and I hope this works.
Best of luck, man. Have fun.
I love
Back
that.
to
This is quintessential grassroots, and that's exactly what it is. It's really fun, but I think that's why GLTC, the format, and you talk about it, just North American sports car racing. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. And again, that was so funny for Tom sitting there on jack stands in pit lane. He's like, "There's no rule against it." He goes, "There probably will be after this, but we'll see."
I don't know. I mean, if they had single, I mean, what's the big deal? Actually, I would say it's not that he's at a detriment. Oh, but he did heat him up. So there might be a heat cycle.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably argue that.
We could shoot holes in it, but like you said, and this is why there are addendums after a Formula One race, after Formula Drift, everything in between, right? There's addendums that happen after races. I mean, look at like Max Verstappen and Lewis last year, right? And the FIA director gets fired. That's head scratching, right? So it's interesting. All right, who do we have out there?
This is Zach Lavoie in the number 42. This is the driver that Highcutter slid in front of yesterday in that wild moment. Zach's out of Birmingham, Alabama, runs with the ASM team. One of my favorite people in the paddock to talk to. Always a smiling guy, and glad to have him here with us. And here he is in his first top 10 shootout appearance, looking very good so far, very neat and tidy into turn 3. That's been a challenging corner. So has the infield section, though. This is very much like autocross in the wet, just puddles and things all over this uneven surface. You see the car dancing on the edge there, Jared.
Yeah, but I don't think that was loose enough where he's going to kind of scrub some speed. That was just kind of saying, hey, I'm getting at it. I'm getting at pace. We're going to have some fun here and maybe throw down and try to beat Highcutter. And this is exactly what we talked about yesterday. Highcutter, I said maybe he should have gotten to 11th, and you said no. Being in 10th, he could potentially get pole, which would be a great position for him.
It would be. Here comes Zach Lavoie across the line for ASM, and second place, so 108.504. The worst he can start is 6th place now.
6th place.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Just got an update from Adam Jabay on Jackson Jensen. The oil temperature was too low and was on the rev limiter there. Okay. So that's what caused the 527 to head into pit lane. Here comes Father Eric Jensen from G-Speed. Again, began running with us in GRIDLIFE Touring Cup last April at NCM Motorsports Park, and has run almost every round since then. He's been extremely committed to this series, and he got this huge camper RV thing, and I asked him, are you going to burn out? He goes, no, I bought this thing just for GRIDLIFE, just to do this. He's in all the way, and here he comes out of Trophy Club, Texas, Eric Jensen onto the banking.
Trying to live up to his town's name, getting a trophy here. Eric Jensen, like you said, just it's great to see the commitment of a lot of these racers realizing that GRIDLIFE is just such a great platform for racing and just seeing the talent that's coming through, the variety of builds, as you said. I mean, I know you like your FRS/86, whatever you want to call it, but don't call it a BRZ. You get slapped in the mouth by baby Kyle.
Yep. That'll do it. And you saw the big wiggle over the bump in the banking, and he gathered it up nice and tidy through 3. That was a solid line. But again, Eric, he has a 1 win to his name. That came back at Heartland Motorsports Park, race 4 last season, the very last race of that weekend. But we'll see if he can do the same here at PPIR.
The front end of that vehicle looks really mean. I mean, just the attitude of it almost looks like old IMSA. It's kind of basic,
very much like that.
Big cutout. But then the side profile still holds up to kind of a J look, which I really like.
Here he comes out of turn number 9, Eric Jensen with G-Speed in the 184 FRS across the line, and second place, 107.857.
Oh, yeah. Now the work goes down. Look at this.
Robert Thorne down there smiling as they're changing the tires.
Here we go. We got a pit crew going. Come on, Thorne.
All right. Well, they're swapping tires. Andy Smedegard will be jumping on the racetrack now in the 212 from ASM. But this is, as they mentioned, this is grassroots racing at its finest. All the people with the cameras out taking footage of this. We don't have live pit stops in GLTC, not during races. With 15 minutes, not really necessary, but this would be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. And we get this with Formula Drift with competition timeouts. We get 5-minute allotment or 10-minute allotment depending on what's going on. But now we got the 212. You're talking about the gentleman that has his name on the side of the car, Smedegard, entering the drift demos right now.
Yeah, well, Andy is extremely experienced, not only in road racing, but also in autocross. Andy just came off of winning the King of the Mountain competition in his category with nitrous pumped into this engine, just as is, and it lasted, and it's still competitive. And Andy was given the opportunity by Tom. So Andy really owns Tom's car, technically. Tom wanted Andy to drive his car. I asked Andy, why not give it a try? It's clearly really good. He goes, I want to improve this car. I want to find out what makes this car different from that one and make them equally as good. So that's why he's committed to this car this weekend.
All right, so here we go. Smedegaard, he is on his timed lap. Let's see what kind of times we got. And Highcotter leads the pack. You can see there by a solid 2 seconds above Jensen. And this is that variable, Mother Nature saying, cool, nice parade. Well, I'm going to rain on it. Here you go. So Smedegaard, let's see how he handles coming off the bank into turn 2. And we saw Highcotter really blazing in there. And Smedegaard looks like you said, he's familiar with the wet, handles that very appropriately.
And I think this infield section is so much like an autocross course. This is going to fall right into Andy's hands here. I think Highcotter's time was really good. I think Andy's going to be very, very close, if not better. Very calm, cool, and collected through turn 4. Not a lot of rear rotation. And now into the tricky bit, the right-left area, the S's section back here. Little bit of curbing, but look how planted it looks right now.
That was great. And you got to think, from the 6 vehicles we've seen previously, they're not going to weigh the water. They're putting down some rubber. It's not spitting right now. We're not seeing aggressive talker. So here we go. Smedegaard, where's he going to land? What do you got, Kyle? What do you think?
Across the line for Andy Smedegaard. I think he goes pole. Does he do it? Yes, he does.
Oh, look at that. Just by... Oh, we're talking tenths of tenths of tenths. Look at that. Well done there by Smedegaard. You said this is right in his wheelhouse, and he absolutely delivered. But big question is, how's Tomo going to handle this now? He's got warmed up tires that he just got off the other vehicle, so this should be fun.
Well, I think Tom alone, even without the tires, would be one to beat. But look at him. He's not yet taken the green flag. He's still on his warm-up lap, working his way through the infield section. Now, again, Tom has experience in IMSA, in Pirelli World Challenge. He's got wins in IMSA, championships in Pirelli World Challenge. He's got 19 wins on the season here in GLTC, and he is certainly hunting for his first GRIDLIFE Touring Cup championship.
Do we know from Jabe, so as the clock starts ticking there for Tomo, look at that gentleman, his signature blue glasses. His blonde hair is not in that photo, but a question for Jabe. Will Jensen be allowed to run, or is that it and he goes to the bottom of the pack?
They'll typically give you another chance to go. If you can solve your issue, they'll let you go back out. We have seen that happen before. He didn't take the green flag and start, so technically he didn't go for the green flag, so I think it's fair game to give him another shot. Here comes Tomo through turn 3, nice tidy, and heads up towards 4 now. And again, this is going to be, if he gets pole, it's going to be by a lot. I don't think it's going to be by a little.
No, I mean, you can see just that half of a second with Highcotter getting beat out there by Smedegaard. Oh, and look at that. You're a big talker, Betty Crocker. You're saying, look, tires, Smyers, my man Tomo is going to get this done. And you had a lot of confidence, man.
I'm still pretty confident.
Okay.
I mean, he slid, yes, but he carried speed when he did it. So we'll see a little wider line through turn 8 and 9, staying out of the slippery stuff, up onto the banking, running the higher line.
We haven't seen that from a lot of the guys.
Across the line now, Tom O'Gorman from ASM with Hawk Performance across the line and to the top.
Look at that.
By half a second.
All right. I mean, I want to play devil's advocate. We can't exactly say like Tomo's going to get the win. No, it's he's got to fight for it, and that was really spirited driving. And again, Jabe. Oh, yep. Jabe's just instituting a rule. You can't. I'm kidding. He has not. He did not do that. All right.
Disqualified.
So, yeah. No. DQ'd. So okay. So now we got Jeremy Swenson. So if Jackson Jensen's not allowed to run, this will be our last driver who's absolutely on a tear. The Viking Purple People Eater, Jeremy Swenson. He holds up the number 3 as he gets that victory yesterday twice. So congratulations to him. We'll see where he lands right now. And this is where push comes to shove. He's trying to get that pole and continue this reign of success.
I think you mentioned something a minute ago that was really important. The fact that this track is drying out. You can see a dry line beginning to form where these top 10 shootout drivers have been running. They've sort of kind of pulled up the moisture out of the pavement, and now Jeremy's going to have the benefit of running last. This is the best place to be when the conditions are getting better. So we'll see if Jeremy can take advantage of it now. He's on relatively fresh tires from yesterday, onto the binders into turn 3.
Such a different vehicle, though, compared to these, I like to analogously say the S2000s are a bit of a skeeter fly. They're kind of just dancing right on top. This is more of a tadpole. It's got a little bit more density. It can maneuver through the water, maybe get thick through it, but overall you kind of want to dance on that surface level. But again, condition changing, throws it out into the outside clipping zone of our drift demos going down. What do you think? Where do you think he's going to land?
I think he's going to be inside the top 4 certainly. I'm not sure he's got enough for Tomo. He might land between Smedegaard and Highcotter. A lot of good speed there through the infield. We'll see if he can get 3rd place, start right right behind O'Gorman.
See how he kind of went midline? We saw Tomo go up from the go like all the way to the top, that big arc and drop down. What do we got? Where's he going to land?
I'll say P3. Will he go there? Up to fourth.
So Highcutter holds on that number 3rd spot. Smedegaard, congratulations to him. I think that's a really, really good effort there by Smedegaard. But Tomo, you know, just when he's out there by himself, he knows he's the guy to beat.
Yeah.
And that Tom O is the target on his back.
Yeah, you see the moisture and you see Tom O'Gorman at the top of the board.
Yep.
Those are synonymous things here. And meanwhile, I don't think we're going to see Jackson Jensen get another opportunity. We're going to move on to track battle time attack here in a couple of minutes. But how about we recap that? Highcutter, phenomenal lap. He's going to start on the inside right behind O'Gorman. Remember how O'Gorman lost the lead last time? It was the run to turn 3. So now, if you give Highcutter that opportunity to start behind Tom, who will get that jump on the start, I think Highcutter will be leading into turn 3 in race 3.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. And format-wise, we have 2 more races. We have 3 and 4. Does anything change up? Do we kind of re-rack them? Do we do the inverted thing? You know, I don't know, carry the one? What are we doing?
Yeah, so the drivers that you just saw qualify, they will start in the top 10 of your 3rd race. The rest of the order will be set by your finishing position from race 2. So everyone 11th on down will start where they finished. Race 4, we're going to take the race 3 finishing results and do a random invert of the top quarter of the field, and that will be how we start our 4th race. That's always the chaotic.
Yeah, that gets interesting because you have these guys that are, you know, guys and gal that are traditionally fast. Right now they got to fight through the pack, and that really shows racecraft, and you're going to chop it up because we've kind of seen breakaways, you know, from pods and different racers, but I think the case with race 4 and the finals, where the trophy, the hardware, the podium, that's where it really counts.
All right, Jared. Hey, thanks a lot. That was a great top 10 shootout. We'll be back with track battle time attack in just a couple minutes. We'll see you there on the other side. Coverage of GRIDLIFE Alpine Horizon is brought to you by Valvoline, the official motor oil of GRIDLIFE. Momo, made in Italy since 1964. FCP Euro, every part you buy is guaranteed for life. eBay Motors, let's ride. Falcon Tires, the Falcon Azenis RT660 is the official tire of Club TR. And K&N, Performance Unlimited.
At 303, we're always chasing perfection. Protect your ride with graphene nanospray coating. Now, boost protection, shine, and slickness with Graphene Detailer. Level up your detailing game. Harness the power of graphene with 303.
Ed Vance here, and I'm at my favorite place again.
Sorry, did you say your name is Ed Vance?
That's me.
Like advance?
Crazy, right? And it just so happens he knows everything in advance.
Oh, you know the future? Did you know I needed 10W30?
No. I just know everything here in Advance Auto Parts, like where the 10W30 is.
So you don't know what I'll do next?
Actually, I do. You will be going to the oil aisle.
He's good.
He's Ed Vance.
I spent a lot of time here.
He's here a lot.
This is how we advance.
The more power you have, the more grip you have,
the more you push the limits, the more stopping power you need. Get race-proven technology. Hawk Performance.
Hey, we still on this weekend for a little?
You know it. I'm in desperate need of some.
What about you, Jim?
No, my sister's getting the wedding. She's getting married, so.
When adventure calls, make sure you're ready to answer. Stable 360 ethanol treatment is specifically formulated for year-round use, so your engines will be ready when you are. Ready, willing, stable.
We've been powering the American road since before it was paved. Our first breakthrough in motor oil was introducing it. And we've been reinventing it ever since. From the world's first high-mileage oil to the world's first synthetic blend. There are those who change with the times, and those who drive them. Valvoline, the original motor oil.
For those who don't settle when others do. For those who are set free by performance and believe innovation can take you anywhere.
Into the speed trap for Ferris Cartoony, 183, and sets a blistering new track record. Welcome back to Pikes Peak International Raceway at GRIDLIFE Alpine Horizon here on this dreary Saturday morning in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm Kyle Heyer. I was going to be joined by Adam Nielsen for this session, but Adam woke up not feeling very well, so I'll be on my own for this one. Track Battle A and B coverage coming your way as we work our way through Saturday's action. On track right now is Track Battle Group A, and notably we'll be probably missing some of our front runners, some of our fastest drivers of the weekend. The conditions out on the racetrack are just not ideal for going very fast right now. But let's just update you on the overall results so far this weekend. At the top of the class in Unlimited, it's Mike Dussault in his Chevrolet Camaro in the number 571, Ferris Cartoony and Robert Thorne second and third in Unlimited in Cartoomy's Corvette and Thorne's 911. In Street Modified, Michael Aumick is quickest at 58.289, and Cal Fortner, who we're looking at right now in Street Modified, at 59.645. And as we follow Cal around the racetrack, we talked this morning in a group chat. He was nervous about going out in the first session of the day because he was concerned about the wet track and the bump in turns 1 and 2 on the NASCAR oval, but then decided to give in and give it a go. So Cal is back out on track in wet conditions right now. Dominic Tapia in Unlimited is out on track right now. That's the black and red Evo, Evo that just went by. Big slide and a spin by Adam LZ in the Street Modified Mitsubishi Lancer in turn number 4. Just went around for a loop. Even all-wheel drive is not going to keep you out of the trouble spot here in Track Battle Time Attack. Alex Moss in Street Mod, by the way, ran good enough for third in class, but then had an issue yesterday. A tire or a wheel failed and ended up putting him in the outside wall in turn number 2. He is okay, but the car is done for the weekend, and the damage is not so significant that it will be a challenge to repair. I think ASM will get him sorted pretty quickly. There's Adam LZ heading back down pit lane. Let's roll through the rest of the classes. Street GT, Andy Volkel is currently leading in his Corvette. So Street GT, Andy Volkel is leading. And then Street GT, Steve Luca runs in second in that category. Vincent Miller in third in the 59. And another slide with a 708 car. He goes around, turns around backwards. And that's Ricky Metal in street modified, a Shelby GT500. Loops it around, stalls the car. He'll get back rolling here shortly. And the treacherous conditions are becoming a pretty big deal at the moment for cars on track. And looks like he might actually be stranded there, or just waiting for cars to roll. And there he goes back and will rejoin the racetrack. So the 708 rolling again, giving a point by is, again, I don't think there's much of a goal here in terms of breaking track records. I am going to take a look at the wet track records here. I'm not actually sure if they've declared the session wet or not. I'd have to imagine it would be, just based on the track conditions being so treacherous. I don't think it's fair to consider it dry, but who knows what the decision has been. But Cal Fortner works his way around in the Mercedes-AMG GTS from Al's Auto Body. And again, he told me the other day that they're running a pretty similar suspension setup to what they run on the GT4 IMSA cars. And he actually got a chance to talk with a couple of the drivers from the FCP Euro IMSA team a couple weeks ago at Lime Rock Park and kind of get some setup hints and notes. But going down the list, let's pull up PPIR class records as well as wet records. Let's see if I don't think we even have wet records here. I don't know if we've ever run time attack in the wet specifically here. But rolling around the track now, and again, this is all groups, so it sounds like the track is going to be so quiet this morning because of the track conditions that all drivers in time attack have been given the go-ahead to join the racetrack. That's why the graphics are not up just yet. We have to make a bit of a naming change to the way the graphics are ingested. Right now on screen is the number 59 car. That's Vincent Miller in Street GT. His best time so far this weekend, a 102.318 in his Chevrolet Camaro. And across the line now as he works his way around. Back to Cal Fortner, hugging the curbing on the inside through the infield section. And a look at the number 97, which, give me one moment to find 97 on my entry list here. That car is Elijah Salberg out of Colorado Springs in his 1999 BMW 328. Joins us here for the first time in a GRIDLIFE competition. Climbs up over the curb at turn number 7 and works his way around up onto the front straightaway. As far as Elijah's weekend so far, Elijah's best time was a 108.547. That was run the other day. 61st overall. As he comes across the line, we'll see where Elijah goes. And he was beginning a flying lap, but looks like he's backing off into turn number 1. There's the graphics. Thanks for Eric behind the scenes, shifting and shuffling. Emma up in timing, getting us all sorted out. Cal Fortner quickest in the session, a 102.274. Let's get those track battle legend up on the right-hand side of the screen so we can see the class colors and see what means what. Red is unlimited. Orange is your track modified class. Street modified is the teal. Street GT is the gold. Then blue is street. Falcon Club TR is the gray. And Falcon Sunday Cup is the pink. Pete Lindbergh is the only Sunday Cup car on track at the moment in his brand new Mini Coupe in cooperation with the Fields Auto Works team. There is, wow, that is the 520 car. And I believe that is Adam LZ. Yes, it is, going for an absolute climb up over the curbs. LZ, again, traditionally drifts with us here in GRIDLIFE, but has elected to bring his 99 Evo. And it's a JDM car, right-hand drive. It is absolutely gorgeous up close. And Adam has really been getting after it. Very close to the top of the board in this session so far this weekend. In terms of overall results, Adam LZ runs in 13th place. And I think he is about 5th place in street modified. Little lockup there through the infield, back to Cal. Tiptoeing now, getting a little bit more curb. The track is going to dry out pretty rapidly. It's no longer actively raining. So as more drivers run, you'll see that dry line forming right on the right-hander there at the left side of the screen. You can see how the track is a much lighter color from the drivers working all the moisture out of the pavement. Busy racetrack with all groups allowed on track at the moment. Pete Lindbergh to a 119.359 was chasing understeer in that Mini Coupe the other day. That car will eventually get caged and sent for wheel racing in GRIDLIFE's brand new Endurance Series that will debut October 21st through 23rd at Pit Race Complex. 3 classes. The one will be GLTC. The next will be Club Sport, which is essentially Spec Miata or very similar, power to weight class, and then Sunday Club, which will be basically Sunday Cup cars with roll cages as the 3 classes. If you'd like to learn more, visit grid.life and check out the event schedule to find the pit race event and purchase tickets on the GRIDLIFE Club. Cal Fortner leads overall here in this session. There's a good look at Kevin Vo in the 867 rather, on screen as he works his way around. Kevin Vo in the Falcon Club TR category, running the FA20 under the hood of this Scion FRS, which in this particular class, a lot of the 86 chassis cars are K-swapped. Think of Dana Basinski or Peter Granberg, all running Honda engines under the hoods of those cars, but Vo still rocking the FA20 under the hood, up to a 111.474. Dustin Williams is on track as well in his number 595 Honda S2000. I think he's in the S2000 this weekend. Let me double check on that. No, he's in his Silvia this weekend, Dustin is. It's JDM Nissan Silvia. There he is on the left-hand side of the screen, the 595. Adam LZ top of the board. And go back to the 708 of Metal, who had that loop around a couple of laps ago. But LZ getting after it here in the wet to the top of the board at a 101.830. And again, the best time LZ has run so far is a 101.559. So he's actually not that far off of his best time of the weekend. There he is again. So really impressive. He's only 0.3 off his best time. I think the all-wheel drive is part of that. I think Adam's probably learned a lot throughout the weekend as well, and the track must not be that wet at this stage, at least in the racing line. So down the list a little bit, how about Corey Ross in the 437? That's the blue BMW. And this is a lot of traffic right now. There's 20 cars on course at a very small racetrack, and it's going to slow everybody down here as, again, all drivers have been given the go-ahead to join the racetrack in time attack. There's Corey Ross up on the banking in turns 3 and 4, the NASCAR Oval. And Corey at a 105.057. Corey's best time so far this weekend, a 102.342, so still some left to be desired in this session. Pete Lindbergh, you can see him middle of the screen in the Mini Coupe, being overtaken now on the front straightaway. Elijah Salberg, right now 10th overall, 3rd in Club TR in this particular session. Ian Flavin in the 199 down in 12th overall. And again, look at LZ hard on the brakes. He's feeling very confident in this braking zone. And a little bit wide that time through, but maybe finding grip where there hasn't been previously. And you get a right-hand drive. Again, this car is absolutely gorgeous up close in person. A little rear lockup into turn 4. And we'll see if Adam can improve on his time. Looking good so far into the right and left section. This thing is just looking balanced up on the curbs and not sliding around like you'd expect it to be in wet conditions. A little bit of body roll, the car leaning on the suspension and now climbing up onto the front straightaway. Can Adam LZ go quicker? His best time of the weekend is a 101.559 across the line. This time, will it be an improvement? A 101.324, so that is a pickup for Adam LZ. It will not move him forward in street modified, but it is a personal best on the weekend for Adam. And there's the 487. I believe that this is Kevin Burke behind the wheel for the on-grid Honda Fit. And I definitely think that more Honda Fits, more Sunday Cup cars should get wrapped and have full liveries. This car looks amazing. It's been in the paddock all week, kind of sitting, and I was waiting to see it on track, and here it is now in our Falcon Sunday Cup category. One of, I think, the best entry-level time attack classes you can get yourself into, and also a great place to end up once you're done spending money on your crazy street modified build. This is the most fun per dollar you're going to get in a time attack competition. The vehicles are not spec necessarily. You can put suspension on them and from various manufacturers, and brakes are open and front lip is open, but a lot of the other things about the car you can't change. So it really is an inexpensive category to get to the front, although you have to battle Matt Williams on most weekends, and that is an uphill battle. So on track there, this camouflage E36 that just went by, it's rolling through turn 4 now. If we could get a look at that red, black, and white kind of speckled BMW. I wanted to talk about this car for a moment, and I'm going to have to take a moment to look for the driver's name, and again, forgive me for not knowing. 237, that's Hamilton behind the wheel, and I talked to him in the paddock the other night, not knowing who he was. I hadn't seen him before in a GRIDLIFE event, but this is Jeff Hamilton out of Colorado Springs, Colorado with Traction Faction. Now, Jeffrey is in the Air Force, is an active military member in the Air Force. This design is basically very aircraft inspired. It's got kind of the airplane camouflage. And the really neat thing is inside the car, there's green LEDs that make the cockpit glow green. I asked him, why make the car glow green? He goes, because it looks like the inside of a cockpit of a C-130 cargo plane, which is such a neat homage to military aircraft to have that green glow inside, like kind of like night vision. He's got the inside of the door jambs all written and drawn on by his daughter, and there's a lot of other really neat Easter eggs about this. The inside of the trunk is all bare metal and painted in a kind of aircraft manner. The finish of the car, it's been kind of ground down, and it has this kind of patinaed look to it. It's just a really neat build, a thematic build that you don't really see a lot in Time Attack necessarily from an aesthetic perspective. You see a lot of cars that are thematic in the way that they're designed and built. Ferris Khartoumi's car looks a lot like a hill climb car, but not thematic in appearance necessarily like this. So that was a really neat build by Jeff Hamilton. Wanted to point that car out. Jeff, right now, as we wait for the timing and scoring to roll back around, Jeff has been running in the track modified class, runs 13th overall at the moment, and whoops, looks like the 41 of Foster Johnson has found his way into the concrete wall, and good news for him is that I don't see any damage on that car. A little bit of a slip and slide off course, and didn't even bend the mirror. So a little bit of issues for the 41. And rolling down through the infield now. Well, we only have a couple minutes left in this session, but I might be joined by DJ Alessandrini for a couple minutes. DJ is standing by. Again, had Adam Nielsen queued up, but he's not feeling well this morning. So we'll see if we can get DJ to join us here. And sorry, I'm just texting DJ to see if we can get him in here again. We're running all groups here, so we probably won't do a whole lot more Time Attack coverage this morning, but we will have more Time Attack coverage this afternoon. Looking down the list of what is on queue for the stream, in a little bit we're going to cut things short, and then we'll move on to Drift at 1:20. That'll be our next broadcasted session, followed by GLTC Race 3 at 2 o'clock, Track Battle again at 2:20, and then we'll wrap things up with some Drift taxi sessions. We're going to show some of that because I think it's the best thing that GRIDLIFE does is on-track drift, grip cars, Time Attack cars, GLTC cars. They all join the racetrack at the same time, carry passengers. It's an absolute blast, and we're going to broadcast a little bit of that just for fun around 4:30, right before GLTC race number 4 at 5:10. That will wrap up our broadcast here for the weekend. Checkered flag on the session here for Track Battle, all groups checkered flag as we work our way towards the afternoon. Well, that's going to do it for Track Battle now. I think we're going to end it there, and we'll take a little bit of a break and head back to you at about 1:20 for the continued coverage of GRIDLIFE Live from Pikes Peak International Raceway. I'm Kyle Heyer. We'll see you later for Drift and GLTC race number 3 after lunch. Coverage of GRIDLIFE Alpine Horizon is brought to you by Valvoline, the official motor oil of GRIDLIFE. And by Momo, made in Italy since 1964. FCP Euro, every part you buy is guaranteed for life. eBay Motors, let's ride. Falcon Tires, the Falcon Azenas RT660 is the official tire of Club TR. And K&N, Performance Unlimited.
The more power you have, the more grip you have, the more you push the limits.
the more stopping power you need. Get race-proven technology. Hawk Performance.
Hey, we still on this weekend for a little?
You know it. I'm in desperate need of some.
What about you, Jim?
No, my sister's getting the wedding. She's getting married, so.
When adventure calls, make sure you're ready to answer. Stable 360 ethanol treatment is specifically formulated for year-round use, so your engines will be ready when you are. Ready, willing, stable.
Those who don't settle when others do. For those who are set free by performance and believe innovation can take you anywhere.
Ed Vance here, and I'm at my favorite place again.
Sorry, did you say your name is Ed Vance?
That's me.
Like advance?
Crazy, right? And it just so happens he knows everything in advance.
Oh, you know the future? Did you know I needed 10W30?
No. I just know everything here in Advance Auto Parts, like where the 10W30 is.
So you don't know what I'll do next?
Actually, I do. You will be going to the oil aisle.
He's good.
He's Advance.
I spent a lot of time here.
He's here a lot.
This is how we advance.
We've been powering the American road since before it was paved. Our first breakthrough in motor oil was introducing it. And we've been reinventing it ever since. From the world's first high-mileage oil to the world's first synthetic blend. There are those who change with the times, and those who drive them. Valvoline, the original motor oil.
At 303, we're always chasing perfection. Protect your ride with graphene nanospray coating. Now, boost protection, shine, and slickness with Graphene Detailer. Level up your detailing game. Harness the power of graphene with 303.